Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news takes us to I-40 eastbound near Highway 55 in Durham. A crash completely shutting down all the eastbound lanes. I'll let you know how to get around this backup.
And we're following several more breaking news stories this morning. On the left side of your screen right there, deputies are investigating a drive-by shooting. And on your right, deputies are looking for a person who they say fired more than 30 shots at them after a chase. What we have learned about both of these early morning investigations.
And our next weather makers, first of all, a very pleasant day today, but some cloud cover. We'll talk about our chances for a few sprinkles and then near record highs as we approach the weekend. I'll show you when we could hit 90 degrees.
And Ovi comes to town. You are looking live inside Lenovo Center, where Alex Ovechkin brings his chase for Wayne Gretzky's goal record to the ice tonight. Everything you need to know ahead of the game that you can watch right here on WRAL. Obviously, we want to see a Canes win, but a lot of people hoping to see him break the record. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for NH2.
Did you just drop an Ovi?
Ovi.
Yeah.
Ovi's coming to town. He's probably already here.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Great to have you with us. Yeah, he's not getting the record tonight. He's not dropping 5 goals
I don't think
on the
so.
Yeah, so we're going to send him right back and do it somewhere else. Elizabeth Gardner, meantime, in the WRL Severe Weather Center with this clouds rolling in and the heat is on the way.
Yeah, thanks, Hoagie. Appreciate it. We take a look at the cloud cover out there this morning. No rain to start with, but it's pleasantly cool. 53 degrees. Our wind coming out of the east at around 8 miles per hour. That increase in moisture could bring us a sprinkle or two, especially as we have a warm front that's in our vicinity. It doesn't really warm us up today, but tomorrow begins a huge warm up. 53 Raleigh, 55 in Fayetteville, 49 Rocky Mount, 44 in South Hill. So you might be comfortable in a jacket. We will see a good bit of cloud cover. This morning, we're looking at about 50 to 70% of the sky covered with clouds. And this afternoon, it's more like 80 to 90%. And again, during the evening commute, could be a sprinkle or two. We'll go over that in just a few minutes. 73 for the high today. So feeling comfortable temperature wise, but just a lot more cloud cover than we saw yesterday. I'll show you why we're going to see this huge warm up. It's going to feel for sure like summer by Friday and Saturday, Ken.
At 6:01, Elizabeth, we're staying on top of this breaking news on I-40 eastbound lanes. A crash has completely shut down those eastbound lanes there on I-40 there in Durham. We're talking about between the exit ramp to I-885 and TW Alexander Drive and also Highway 55. We're working to figure out exactly what's going on, but you have got to avoid this area altogether. Here's what it looks like on our live traffic sensors this morning. You can see that purple line going all the way back past Highway 55. They're getting traffic off on Highway 55 to get around this mess. We've got a live picture of that scene right now. Photographer Michael Joyner just arrived on that scene, and here's what we're trying to figure out exactly what happened. This is what we're seeing right now. First responders are working that scene, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. You can see traffic is being diverted there onto Highway 55. We'll, of course, stay on top of this story and let you know exactly how this will continue to affect your morning commute. But back here now in the WA Traffic Center, you can see that huge line stretching all the way back to Highway 55. I'll look for some other alternate routes for you here in the WA Traffic Center. But elsewhere, all our other major routes, fortunately, are delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated. 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks for that. Deputies in Franklin County are investigating a drive-by shooting. There is a scene right here. They have cleared it now on Burt Winston Road. About 90 minutes ago, they cleared that scene. And WRL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office right now. That scene, Kelsey, included about 60 evidence markers there. Wow.
Yes, Jeff, and this appears to be a deadly shooting. Deputies were at that scene for about 7 hours all night long. So now this morning, investigators here at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office are working to piece together what happened. The WRAL breaking news tracker captured this video of the scene late last night. The drive-by shooting happened in a neighborhood on Burt Winston Road near US 1. We spotted more than 60 evidence markers in that area. Deputies received a call about the shooting just after 9:30 last night. Now, we know at least one person was shot, but we're working to get an update on if anyone else was hurt. We received our last update from the sheriff's office just before midnight. Deputies say they're waiting on a search warrant, so we'll be sure to keep you updated on the search for that shooter. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Franklin County.
And more breaking news. Deputies in Vance County are searching for a person who they say fired more than 30 shots at deputies. This started just after 11:30 last night in Henderson. Deputies tried to stop a driver who sped away. Investigators say a chase ended on Foster Road when the driver hit a deputy's vehicle head on. The driver fired shots at deputies before running away. Now, nobody was injured in all of this. Law enforcement cleared their search a little after 3 a.m. They say they will return later this morning.
Today, President Donald Trump plans to unveil sweeping new tariffs. He is calling it Liberation Day. Some fear it could lead to higher prices for consumers. It's still unclear what the new tariffs will look like, but the White House says they will take effect immediately. The Trump administration says it could bring in $6 trillion of revenue over a decade. Economists say tariffs benefit certain domestic manufacturers but can hurt international producers. And some countries say they are preparing to retaliate.
Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood here in the WRAL Live Center. You know, Jeff, one source is saying that we could learn exactly what this rollout would be for Liberation Day, as President Trump is calling it, by 4 o'clock this afternoon. But in the meantime, the big word we're focusing on right now is interpretation, right? How people are interpreting this. Well, the U.S. futures right now, they're starting to see a downward turn. The S&P down 25 for those futures. And the Dow Jones, at one point, it actually jumped, even before you came to me, about 90 points going downward. So it's about a negative 168 for the time being. And the NASDAQ is down about negative 120. So we're watching very closely to see how investors are reacting this morning. We're also going to be seeing how this will change during the opening bell. And make sure you stay with WRAL News, because we are going to be watching this very carefully all day long.
Thank you, Chris. Authorities are trying to find a man they say ran from a traffic stop in Hope County and had an improvised explosive device on his property. Jonathan Oxendine is accused of leading an alcohol law enforcement agent on a brief chase that ended near Balfour Road in Red Springs. They say the agents say that he ran into the woods while carrying a gun. Authorities went to his property to try and find him, and they found an apparent IED on a tripwire across a path. The SBI bomb squad was able to disarm that device. Oxendine is wanted on outstanding warrants, including possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, felony possession of cocaine, and resisting a public officer.
And more breaking news we're following. Just after midnight, the family of actor Val Kilmer announced he has died. He was 65 years old. His daughter Mercedes says the actor died from pneumonia. Kilmer's breakout role was in the 1986 film Top Gun. Some of his other well-known roles include Batman Forever, Tombstone, The Doors, and Heat. His final film role was in the 2023 movie Top Gun Maverick, where he resumed his role as Iceman. Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014, but later recovered.
And today we'll get an update on efforts to retain more teachers here in North Carolina. The annual State of the Teaching Profession report will be released. Last year, the report showed teacher turnover was the highest it has been in over 20 years. 1 in 9 teachers quit. School systems have started to hire new teachers with no education background to fill the gaps. But WRAL's education insider Emily Walkenhorst explains the new hires, they're also leaving.
They do get training, they do get some support, they are required to take classes, but a lot of them don't stick around after a few years. So we still kind of end up with the teacher turnover problem. It just gets delayed a few years.
And teachers say pay is a major problem. They are required to have a college education, but do not make as much as the average college graduate. And we'll be following today's meeting to find out if teacher retention has improved and what the state is doing to prevent further losses. Look for updates on WRAL News from 4 to 7:30 this evening.
Taking the next step this morning, Duke men's basketball is making the trip to San Antonio for the Final Four. The Blue Devils plan to leave from Cameron Indoor Stadium at 8:30 this morning. They'll be traveling to San Antonio to play Houston Saturday night. The winner of that game will play in the national championship game Monday night. We'll be live at Cameron Indoor Stadium starting at 8 this morning with fans out there and all the excitement as they get on the road. You can also watch along live with us on WRAL.com. And we want to see how you are supporting the Blue Devils ahead of the big matchup against Houston. If you're cheering from Durham or hitting the road for San Antonio or anywhere in between, just send us your selfies, videos, and pictures to WRAL.com/reported, and we may share them on television or online.
And it's a big night at Lenovo Center. You'll be able to watch the Carolina Hurricanes host the Eastern Conference leading Washington Capitals right from the comfort of your home. We are airing that game on WRAL. And WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live inside the arena this morning. Laura, the Canes could clinch a playoff spot tonight. This is an important game.
Michelle, good morning. The Carolina Hurricanes are coming in hot tonight here at the Lenovo Center as they're gearing up for their 7th consecutive Stanley Cup playoffs. And tonight they will hit the ice against the Washington Capitals. A very competitive game ahead. We're talking about the top 2 squads in the Eastern Conference. So the Hurricanes have won 29 of 38 games at home. This season, the Capitals have won 24 of 36 away games. So this will be the 3rd time that the 2 teams will match up. There is a lot of excitement from folks all over, especially those at Polar Ice Raleigh who we caught up with. They are thrilled to be able to watch this game on TV and support the Canes, who have inspired so many amateur hockey players, young and old.
It's super awesome for me because I didn't grow up around hockey. I just moved to Raleigh about 2 years ago. So it's really cool to kind of get immersed in having a local team and a local team that's doing super well.
So after hosting the Capitals tonight, the Canes will begin a 4-game road trip, and you can catch all of the action here at the Lenovo Center. Even if you're not inside the Lenovo Center, you can watch it from home on WRAL. The puck drops at 7 p.m. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And here's a big reason sports fans will want to watch tonight's game. The Canes will try to shut down the Caps' star, Alexander Ovechkin, who is 3 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky's all-time record. And the Canes will clinch his playoff spot with a win. Remember, all of the action starts tonight right here at 7 o'clock.
Just after 6:10 here on your Wednesday, challenging DEI, the bill being considered today that would ban the policies at North Carolina's colleges and universities.
And home opening game, the struggles the Durham Bulls experienced at the plate as fans filled the DBAP for the first time this season.
And we were just talking about that Carolina Hurricanes game. If you're headed out for tailgating, temperatures will be in the low 70s just before the game begins. We do have a small chance of sprinkles. We'll go over that coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, taking a live look here at downtown Raleigh from our Jimmy V camera, looking down Fayetteville Street, which you can't see just yet, but you will shortly be able to see the fact that it's a pretty cloudy start out there. It's not likely to be rainy for the morning commute, but by the evening commute, there might be a sprinkle or two. It's not going to be much, but we'll talk more about that coming up. Our temperatures are pleasantly cool this morning, from 53 in Durham to 46 in Roxborough, 52 in Cary, 50 in Garner, 49 in Rocky Mount and Wilson. We take a look at our dog walking forecast. Again, feeling comfortable out there this morning, but a good bit more cloud cover than we saw yesterday. High temperatures will climb into the low 70s, which is not too far from normal. But we're about to see near record highs starting Friday and Saturday. I'll show you what changes with our weather pattern to bring us unseasonable heat coming up. Ken?
6:15, Elizabeth. We're staying on top of this breaking news. A crash, a 2-vehicle crash, shutting down all the lanes on I-40 eastbound between the exit ramp to I-885 and Highway 55. We've got a live picture courtesy of photographer Michael Jordan. This is one of the vehicles that's involved in that crash. Listen, if you're coming in from Chapel Hill, your best bet is to get off on Highway 54 and take that route into Durham or the capital city. If you're really in this mess right now, listening to us on 101.5 HD3, get off on Highway 55, but at all costs, avoid this area altogether. And of course, we'll keep track of that and have another update in less than 5 minutes.
I know you will. Something we're going to keep an eye on right there. Today, the CEO of Boeing will testify before Congress about his company's recent missteps. Kelly Ortberg will address the Senate Committee on Commerce about science and transportation. He sent an email to employees previewing his testimony, and in it, he admits the company still has a lot of work to do. He says Boeing is making fundamental changes to fix its work culture and strengthen safety and quality.
Today, the Senate Education Committee plans to discuss a bill that would rid North Carolina colleges and universities of policies that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. The UNC System's Board of Governors already cut its DEI policy and replaced it with one that emphasizes neutrality. That happened last year. A new bill introduced by Senate Leader Phil Berger would require the board to adopt a policy that explicitly bans the promotion of DEI. The bill would also limit the ability of public colleges and universities to respond to complaints about harassment. Colleges would be banned from creating committees to investigate speech against someone's identity.
The Justice Department says it'll seek the death penalty for Luigi Mangione. He faces state and federal charges for the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan in December. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she will direct the interim U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York to seek the death penalty. In February, Mangione added an experienced attorney in death penalty cases to his legal team.
New this morning, Israel says its military operation in Gaza is expanding to capture large areas of land. Israel's defense minister says the operation will involve large-scale evacuation of Gaza's population. He says the areas of land being captured will be incorporated into Israel's security zones. The defense minister says Israel is working to, quote, crush and clear the area of terrorists and terror infrastructure.
This morning on Today, chaos at the DMV. The deadline to get a real ID is just over a month away, and people who still need theirs are experiencing long lines and finding appointment times booked up. We know a little bit about that around here. What you need to know about the requirements and what your options may be. That's coming up on Today, right here on WRAL.
And Durham Bulls fans have another chance tonight to see their team get a win. The Bulls played their home opener last night against the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. The Bulls pitching staff played a strong game with 16 strikeouts, but the offense was not clicking. The Space Cowboys got the win 2-0. The Bulls and Space Cowboys will do it again tonight at 6:35. And the Bulls may have not gotten the win, but it was very nice baseball weather. It'll be more nice baseball weather tonight.
Yeah, we're really lucky about that for the home opener. Today will be a little cloudier and there could be a sprinkle, but temperatures are really going to be comfortable at game time, looking at low 70s. Take a live look at Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, and Chapel Hill. All quiet across our area, but a good bit of cloud cover. Chapel Hill's courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. We talk about what is happening in the big picture here, and you can see this warm front that's back to the west of us. That's lifting across the area, bringing a little bit of cloud cover along with it. We're going to see some more of a northeasterly, easterly flow today. So that's pushing in a little bit of cool, damp air from the Atlantic. That's creating some cloud cover and maybe a sprinkle or two. You can see some severe storms along this cold front, but this cold front will be stalled to our west all the way up until the weekend. And we'll get into a really strong southerly flow starting tomorrow, which is going to bump up our temperatures to almost record highs for Friday and Saturday. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast. This is a look at lunchtime, fairly cloudy. We won't see a lot of sunshine today, but some of the clouds may be thin enough to see some sun. This is 5 o'clock. A quick sprinkle shows up out there. It's really not going to be much. It shouldn't be anything that causes any major problems, but just an FYI. Don't be surprised if there's a sprinkle during the evening commute or dinner time. Our next big weather maker comes Sunday into Monday when that front finally starts to move eastward. We'll see showers and thunderstorms late Sunday into Monday, but the severe threat looks like it'll mostly be to our south. Here's a look at the pattern. This high pressure system here rotating clockwise, pulling in a lot of heat from the south, but keeping that front from moving farther east. Notice the purple shaded area there over Missouri. That's 7 to 10 inches of rain. So for today, tomorrow, and Friday, there's a high to extreme risk for flooding along the Mississippi Valley. We'll be dry all the way up until Sunday night, but that could affect people heading to Dreamville. First of all, it's going to be hot. 90 on Saturday, 89 on Sunday. And once we get into the late evening hours, closer to midnight, there could be some rain. This is 1 o'clock. Should be dry up until the time we get to maybe 9 or 10, and then we may end up with some showers, maybe some thunderstorms as we wrap up Sunday. So if you are headed to Dreamville, just make sure you continue to check in as we fine-tune that forecast for late Sunday into Monday. Again, 90 Saturday and Sunday, but turning much cooler again on Tuesday. It is definitely a spring-like forecast, Ken, except for, we don't normally see 90s quite this early.
Wow, that's really interesting. Thanks a lot, Elizabeth. Listen, we're going to stay on top of this breaking news here on I-40 eastbound. A two-vehicle crash shutting down the lanes between the exit exit ramp to I-885 and Highway 55. That DOT truck was moving one of those vehicles off to the side of the road and into the median, but right now it has completely shut down those lanes. Take a look at the backup it's causing there on I-40 eastbound. This is stretching all the way back to Highway 55. Nothing is moving. A photographer on the scene, Michael Jordan, telling us that at least one lane of traffic might be getting through every now and then, but take a look at the traffic sensors this morning. If you're coming in from Chapel Hill, I would recommend getting right to Highway 54 as an alternate route. If you're stuck in this, you're listening to us on 101.5 HD3. As soon as you see that Highway 55 exit, get off on it and avoid this area altogether. Of course, I'll keep monitoring this here in the WRAL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ken. Exchange students removed. NC State says 2 international students have had their visas removed. How the university is now working to support them.
And presidential photo bomb. The surprise a family got when looking at pictures from the National Mall, and how President Barack Obama responded when they went viral.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
The Kelsey family is welcoming its newest addition.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending on a Wednesday, Ken.
Michelle and Jeff, I can fully relate to this in more ways than one. Jason and Kylie Kelsey's 4th daughter was born Sunday. They named her Finley, or Finn for short. Finn joins big sisters Wyatt, who is 5, Elliot, who is 4, and Bennett, who is 2 years old.
4 daughters. Now, Ken, I know you have 3 daughters.
3 daughters and a little boy.
And a little boy. 4
number
daughters.
4.
Yes. And when Jason was asked about, how do you feel about having 4 daughters, he said, listen, I think I have it pretty easy. They're all going to get the same hand-me-downs because we have 4 daughters. We don't have to buy anything new.
It works.
So it works.
He is right about that.
Yeah. I have 2 because I didn't want 4.
Touche. Hey, we now know who will play the Beatles in 4 feature-length biopics. From left, Paul Mescal will play Paul McCartney, Joseph Quinn will play George Harrison, Barry Keoghan will play Ringo Starr, and Harris Dickinson will play John Lennon.
4 feature-length films from the perspective of each of those Beatles. And all released at the same time. No matter how
seems like a lot.
No matter how you slice it, that is a lot of Beatles.
Love it.
Yeah, I think I would see Paul first. That was my mom loves Paul McCartney.
Okay.
I'm named after Michelle, so
There you
that would
go.
be mine.
And I think some people might go see all 4 of them in one day, starting in the morning.
Probably.
Maybe.
Smash them up.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'd go with Lennon first. Ken, thanks. Sure.
All right, well, the surprise of a lifetime for a family enjoying the cherry blossoms in D.C. Barack Obama walked by as these kids, Preston and Belle, were getting their photos taken. Could you imagine being photobombed by the president? Their mom says the family didn't notice at first, but once they realized, they were elated to find they had captured this special moment. Obama commented on the photos on Instagram, saying, Preston and Belle, I hope you enjoyed peak bloom. My bad for stepping into your shot. All right, well, coming up, special election results, how the high-profile Supreme Court race turned out, and the wins President Donald Trump is celebrating this morning.
And cloudy skies as you're heading out the door this morning. This evening, a small chance of a sprinkle. We'll go over it on Futurecast coming up.
Pretty bad traffic backup. We're following breaking news out of Durham. A crash is causing problems on I-40 East, and Ken will be right back with us to tell us how you can get around this.